As Nigeria marks another Democracy Day on the symbolic date, June 12th, WebTV engaged Nigerians on their experience as it concerns the economy. They raised concerns of the shortage of power supply, unemployment, poverty, and wide gap between the rich and the poor.
20 years of democracy in Nigeria. Well, is there any changes? There's no change. Nigeria is still the way it is. Even counting of 20 years, there's no changes. We are just still praying for God so that there will be a great change, because people are really suffering, killing here and there. So where is the 20 years of democracy? There's no difference.
Let me say there is no changes for the past 20 years. Even from 1999 to present, I think the changing is going backward, because then the price of fuel is a bit lower, but now you can see there is increase. So and fuel determine everything in Nigeria. Without fuel and electricity, that's what makes changes in a particular country like Nigeria. So without fuel, with fuel price going up every day, there is no changes.
All I can say is that we're moving, but not at the rate that we're supposed to move. We're moving slowly. And though it's better than the military era, I still think we have a lot of things we need to improve on. Or hopefully we'll get there. But for now, I'm not seeing any progress. That we are not supposed to be where we are. We are not where we are supposed to be. So a lot of things need to be done. We need to improve.
There is a lot of improvement. For example, now, because there is diversion to agriculture, so through that, most of our farmers now, they're enjoying the dividend of the democracy now, because a lot of farmers that they are subsistence farmer, most of them, they are now into commercial farming now. So for example, some of our farmers now, they embark on rice farming, some embark on vegetables, some plantain. So there's a lot of improvements now, because we have changed from oil mentality to agriculture. So there's a lot of improvement.
There's actually a difference between economic growth and economic development. We can actually say there's an economic growth in Nigeria because of our resources. But is there economic development? No. Okay, I think recently they said Abacha's loot was recovered. So. What impact will it have on me? I can't rejoice, because whether they see it or not, it doesn't really have because it's just money that have been recovered. Another person is going to re-loot it. So what are we saying? All those money, those oil, where is it going to? Is it circulating? The gap between the rich and the poor is not bridged at all. It's so wide. So I actually don't think that for the economy, it doesn't really have impact.
To my opinion, democracy in Nigeria is nothing to write home about. It does not have any effect now, maybe in future purpose, when we have those that have the interest of the populace in mind. As far as I'm concerned, the set of leaders we have are self-centered, selfish. It's not as if democracy can work, but when we have leaders that are selfless, that have interest of populace, poor electorate in mind, then we should be reaping the dividend of democracy.
It's not as if democracy does not favor our country. It's just that we have bad leadership who have failed to steer this our democracy to our desired place where it should be. So I would say, so far, we've not moved forward.
Looking at our 20 years of democracy, I wouldn't say that to an extent I'd say credit, but not above average. Because ideally what you are looking out for in a democratic setting, it's more of freedom and being independent to some certain things, and how much it has affected our economy. Ideally, we are looking out for policies which should, in a way, improve the lifestyle of the least of an individual in every democratic setting. But for our country, Nigeria, I wouldn't say ideally that has been the setting, but we are a work in progress to say.
I think when there is power, the economy will be okay. But as I'm talking right now, there's no power. So when there is no power, things will be expensive because the cost of production will go high. So I don't see any democracy here.
For me, some things that are basic are still not working. Like we still don't have lights. You're harassed everywhere. The police harasses you. Even your own security man at home harasses you. NEPA harasses you. Everybody harasses you. That's not a growing economy for me. So to me, 20 years or it's until we see things changing, as in the very simple things. Things like light, water, those things are very basic and they're very simple. If those things change, then I'll believe in democracy, I'll believe in Nigeria. And I believe in Nigeria though, but I feel to see that it's growing is until these basic small things start changing.
Financially, we are managing. But economic so far, we are hoping and praying that it will grow. But for me, I wish there will be more. In terms of petroleum, production, the things we normally depend on the facility we get in Nigeria, we're not getting it anymore. Educationally too, it has been bad. For you, if you want to admit a child into an institution, now you have to start looking for people how to lobby into an institution. By the time, even if you get merit, you still have to go in and start begging lecturers to admit your children, even if the child is on merit. And in the aspect of food items, let me go to that. That's my own department, the kitchen aspects. Economically, it has been a little bit poor. Because when you get to the market these days, you want to buy tomatoes, very expensive. Meat, very expensive. But I hope and I wish the government can do better to make it go as well.
From the young people that never experienced a military regime, the current democracy is tending to a dictatorial pattern of leadership.
I don't think we're really in a democratic government right now because there are a lot of things that are happening right now, especially in all the various sectors. It doesn't look democratic to me because as you rightly said, since democracy is supposed to be government for the people and by the people, right? So I don't think the people have a say in majority of the things that happen right now in Nigeria. We don't have a say. It's whatever is being decided that is being enforced on us, and we just have to take it that way.
There is no democracy in this country. We're already in a military regime and we're taking it the way we see it. Seriously? So it's fine.
I actually don't think we are still practicing what is actually called democracy. Democracy is not being implemented, to be candid.
We are not in a democracy, I will say. We are still in a military regime.
History. What happened in those days is happening itself. Like it's swinging. So maybe from now till 5 years time, we'll go back to democracy, and then from let's just be sharing it like that, no problem.
I can't really say, but we're to regressing every year. Things aren't getting any better. I know the main point of moving from military rule to democracy is to make things better, but I don't think it has been working. I'm not saying it will be better under military rule, but I just feel it's mainly based on corruption. So the full impact of democracy, even when it comes to election, you haven't actually gotten it right.
Military regime is actually better than the non-military regime. To me, I don't know to other people, because everybody is just doing anyhow virtually. Politicians will just take the money, nobody can. They are the one that appoints the EFCs that is chasing them. So on the normal thing, it's as if the dog is appointing his oga to feed him. That is how the whole thing is. It's not like it's properly fixed. Supposing the oga is feeding the dog, the way the military era is, everything will be going fine and the dog will be living fine. So it's the other way around. It's the dogs that is feeding the boss.
Our system of government right now is not really democratic as I would think it is, but I still feel it's still better than being in a military regime, even if we're not there yet, you understand? So at least one way or the other, there's still some certain freedom, there's still some certain rights, like when you're talking about fundamental rights, it also has to do with democracy, because in military, you can't express any fundamental rights. So I think since we can still express some fundamental rights, I think that's still fair enough. Like, we can still say we're in a democratic system. So.
Nigeria has made progress by attaining 2 decades of democratic rule, but must work out a robust socio-economic system that addresses poverty, unemployment, out-of-school children, poor health care, a challenge on business environment, and poor infrastructure.